when you disrespect me, when you fuck me over, I don't just take that shit laying down.
What's our statement? What's our statement that we live on? You only get
You only get one time to do it. And after that time, every time you do it, I'm on your ass. I have to be. So I can't be a people pleaser because if I was, it wouldn't bother me that much. Because all I want to do is please you. That's all I want to do. But I've always had this thing in me where I'm like, nah, bro, I gotta stand on business. I have to. You got me fucked up. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you acting this way? Once again, and you are a person that can say this knowing the story. And anybody that's listening can be like, oh, that's his best friend, godfather of his kid. He could be lying for him. But you know, personally, any relationship, friendship I've ever had in my life, I didn't do shit to fuck it up. It wasn't me. It has never been me. Never. Because I actually value people. I value friendships. I understand we talk so much because it's good for our mental health, because it's good to get that shit off of you.
I think one of the funniest things that you have taught me is that, hey, bruh, don't keep that shit in. Cuss, fuss, say what you got to. But when it's time to get back in the game,
But get back in the
bitch, you
game
got
now.
to lock
Get back in the game.
in. You got to lock in. So what? You can't catch it. You can't catch a text sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah.
But when you in the game, watch your mouth. Play the game. But when you come out there, somebody could be a bitch ass nigga. If you're in a relationship, that it could be that other motherfucker, that bitch, whatever. By the way, we're not saying women are bitches or anything like that. We're just saying, it's best to get them feelings or let it out in a healthy manner. And let it out amongst, like something else you taught me was, let it out amongst people who understand
Let me say, I'm not even saying a healthy manner. Be unhealthy. Be toxic. Be nasty. Get that shit up off of you. If that's how you feeling in that moment, get that shit out of you. Because what's going to happen if you don't? You're going to take that shit to where you shouldn't take that shit. And now you are fucked. In a situation that should have been small, easily handled, is now a big situation, and now it's too fucked up.
you. Yeah. Yeah. And I had a conversation. With somebody. And, you know, we kind of delve into the idea of toxic people. Toxic people think being toxic is cute, and it's like, bro, there are some people who are involuntarily toxic, and they can do nothing about it. There's some people out here who are naturally just corrupted. You know what I mean? It's not cute. It's not cute to portray that in any manner. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you have dealt with people who are choosing to be toxic, correct?
It depends on who you ask.
Perspective.
Absolutely, absolutely.
but but
Right.
above,
Okay. So okay.
right?
So let's take different areas. Right. We just talked about the family part. Right. I ain't nothing to them. I was an outsider. Okay. I'm the weird kid who watches wrestling and anime. I'm playing video games all day. I'm not talking to girls left and right. They think I'm gay. I'm not talking to girls. I don't understand how that connects because you don't see me talk to a girl. I'm gay. Don't know how that works. Cool. All right. I'm an outsider there. We go to friendships. I didn't make a lot of friends growing up. Why? Because I'm very reserved. I don't trust that easily. Even as a kid, I didn't trust that easy. Even as a kid, I'm asking myself, why the fuck are you talking to me? Why are you being friendly to me? What are you doing? As a child, that's the part of your life you're supposed to do the dumbest shit in the world. You're supposed to have the most horrible friends, the most horrible influences, because you don't know no better. As a child, I was like, nah, can't do it. And then relationships, damn near almost every woman I've met, and maybe it's just me, maybe I got type, are the ones that say things like, "I've never had anybody treat me this good. I've never had somebody have me back before. Oh, everybody always leaves me." I'm like, cool. I ain't going nowhere. Get out. What? You just said that? Why I gotta go?
Sound like Roach on Friday. What the fuck me for, Pinky? I would fuck me. Damn, I'm here for you.
So I mean, when you deal with that my entire life, it's like, and then here's my thing, and this is why mental health is important. I am the way that I am, and the way I've been since I was a child, because I've been surrounded by death my entire life. Uh, my,
Ooh,
my grandfather, he died in I think '05, my 7th grade year. He unfortunately had a seizure while he was burning trash outside, fell into the fire. So imagine coming home 7th grade. That day, I got my first girlfriend. I had spent all year working on it. This happened in the springtime. I'm not sure exactly what day it was. It happened in the springtime. And you know me. I'm a slow worker. I'm know what I'm saying. I'm not Steph Curry, Kyrie. You know what I'm saying. I'm Tim Duncan. I'm in the post. I'm backing down. I'm
mental.
you
Yeah.
know. So I finally got her, and that same day I come home, my grandfather's gone. And now for the rest of that school year, I'm fucked up.
Like you said, back to that highs and lows.
You see what I'm talking? You see what I was up here,
Okay, I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you.
and now I'm
I got you.
okay. One of the dumbest things I ever did in my life was look at the pictures of his body. I was in 7th grade. He birthed
That's
it.
G.
I should have never done that shit. That shit ain't no telling the damage it did to my brain. Seeing that. And then in my brain, now I understand life just like that. Just like that.
That's real, G.
Okay. Um eighth no, I'm sorry. You remember freshman year, librarian from the school. The librarian for our high school was a librarian at my elementary school. I knew her from when I was in 3rd grade. She was like a foster parent to a few kids. You remember that she was a foster parent to a few kids. They
I
rode
do.
my bus. So imagine that shit happening. Then I see those 3 kids get on my bus every day, and they clearly from the day before it happened and then after, different people. I'm like, damn. Once again, just like that. 10th grade. That's where our story starts. You remember, I was involved with a young lady. The story is a horrible story, but at the beginning, it was good. This young lady asked for my phone number. This young lady called me at night. It wasn't me pursuing; it was her pursuing me. But what happens? Now my grandmother's gone. This is what I go and see in Houston every summer. There were so many years in school that the only reason why I pushed through and made sure I got the grades I was supposed to get was to go down and see her. My only reason. I had nothing else. They said, hey, you better fix this shit, clean it up. I'm not going to Houston. I'm not going to Houston. Shit, fuck it. My bad, bro. I was just playing with you, man. I wasn't serious. I got you. Now she's gone. Now she's gone. This is, once again, this is in the middle of me thinking I'm about to get my first high school girlfriend now. Now I'm definitely in the game now. It's sophomore year. I got my feet under me. I'm good. I'm chilling. That weekend, my parents went to the beach, celebrate the anniversary. Though while they gone, I'm running the streets, having a good time. I got a call Sunday morning. They ain't tell me nothing, but I knew. And I had to wait those 2 hours until they came back. They didn't tell me, but I knew. Once again, I was up here. Now I'm down here. And you remember how the story ended with that young lady? Because when I came back, I was not the same person. You remember that same year when I left in the middle of the year and went to stay in Houston for the rest of the school year. And I came back beginning of 11th grade year. Why was that? I was not the same person. I was a person that listened to my parents because they told me to do. Now I'm in there. You know who my pops is. I'm in there arguing with him.
shout out to the big man.
I'm in there arguing with him. I wasn't the same person. And maybe if I understood my condition, I would understand what's going on with me. I would understood. I'm like, all right, let's ground my. I mean, I'm a kid. So I probably wouldn't have been as good as it is now, but I would have been like, okay, I get it, I understand. But our parents, their generation, mental health. What? What is that?
And that's something that I feel as though we as the next generation to be parents, I feel like that's something, and that's the whole point of me doing this, because you know where I'm going with, where I'm going with the mental health saga. People just gonna have to stay, people just gonna have to stick with it to understand where I'm going with this. But I promise you it's gonna be worth it. And I'm pretty sure you can tell them it's gonna be worth it to see, because you know we have to really acknowledge that our parents did the best they could with what they could. And even if, and no lie, even if, and it all goes back to mental health, because if your mental health is fucked up because your parents couldn't provide you the type of solace that you needed, that does not mean that you couldn't give the solace to yourself. But first things first, you have to admit that you are fucked up too. You know what I mean? Like that's really what we're telling people. It's all right. It's all right to be fucked up as long as you're trying to clear it up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all right to fall as long as you're trying to get back up. But we both know through prior relationships, because I've been around for your relationships. You damn sure been around for mine. you
Yeah.
know. So
Boy.
yeah. So with all that being said, I gotta say it like this. Now we're going to talk about the friendship part of things,
Mm-hmm.
mental health and friendship. Was it? Do you feel as though there were parts where you wanted to step back completely as a friend, so that those mental challenges could be seen better for your friend? Like basically what I'm saying is, instead of you being a nightlight for your friend, you were just like, let me put you in the complete dark, and you try to find the light switch. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I'm not just talking about with me, any other friends, because I know, shout out to Poland, shout out to New York. Um,
Yeah.
but just as a friend, what do you feel as though you are mentally? Do you feel like your mental health is mature as a friend, or do you just let it go to the wayside per se?
Oh, for sure, for sure, for sure. I am way, 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 way better. Uh, like one example is, I know you remember this. When you threw one of your parties that year or 1 year, there was a young lady that came to your party, and it seemed like she was intent on causing mischief and havoc. It seemed like she was trying to poke and prod. And when I
Well,
when I uh when I woke up the next morning, what you say? This nigga is frozen again. You are frozen. Are you good now? Why? Nope. You nigga not good. You're frozen again. Okay. Okay. I see you moving now. Okay. I see. I
can you hear
see.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Your shit is chopped and screwed right now.
Go ahead.
So when I woke up the next morning, because I work early in the morning, and I seen that young lady in a picture with you and people at the party, I'm like, what the
She
fuck?
never been to another party.
Huh? I'm like, what the fuck is she doing there? And then when I talked to you later that day, you like, yeah, she was dogging the shit out of you and just talking all kind of trash. And I'm like, bro, why? Why would you do that? First of all, once again, he just said he's the godfather of my son. I'm the godfather to his daughter. Not only am I the godfather to his daughter, but his son. We're Brian and Stewie. We're this. We're adversaries for life. We're locked in. I am on the wall in his house. You walk in his house. It's a big of all the family and friends this man has. I'm up there holding his daughter. You walked in that house. You thought it was gonna be a good idea to like trash talk me. It's kind of crazy.
Wild.
It's kind of crazy. So
Wild.
the old me would have been very upset because I wouldn't have been understanding. I would have thought that you were in there laughing with her. I would have thought that. Y'all in there laughing and joking and having a good ass fucking time at my expense. Older Eric understood that she was up to no good. She was definitely there to get a reaction. She was definitely there because she knew what she did would get back to me. And she was probably hoping that I would reach out to her and say something. But I didn't care. I didn't care. So yeah, like I've
You act like you want me to give you a fucking hug or something. Let me reiterate. I don't give a fuck.
I'm just saying I don't. So yeah, that's definitely one way that I've gotten better at being a friend, and is not easy for me because I had friends that I was friends with for a very long time, and they did me dirty, and it affects me whenever I try to make a new friend because I ask myself, are you gonna do the same shit they did every time? I have to ask myself that. Are you gonna do the same shit they did? Are you gonna gaslight me and say, "Oh no, niggas in your head, you bugging, you tripping, why you acting like that?" Blah blah. I don't like. I can accept. I can accept a woman gaslighting me because that's just something you gotta deal with women. They just gonna do it. I can't accept that from a man. Can't do it. Can't do it.
You know what? You know what? Speaking of gaslighting and what we can accept from me, uh, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So had a little bit of technical difficulty there, but you know what? These things happen along the way. Got to accept the good with the bad. So, but since we're talking about accepting the good and the bad, I want to know what is your perspective on double standards?
Hmm.
Are they are they a necessary evil or are they a unnecessary hindrance?
I feel that it's a unnecessary hindrance. I personally feel they should not exist. I feel like everybody should be judged on the same exact scale. I do not like that one side gets fucked up for this, but the other side is like, oh man, boy, you the shit. But I understand that I was born in the 1900s, year 93,
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
and by the time I got here, the damage was done. Everything had been set in place. They told me the rules. They said, listen here, you got two choices. You can live a calm, normal life following these rules, or you can be an outcast and fight against it. But your life will be difficult. I'm just telling you now. And I said, you know what? I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems. I may question your system in private, but in public, I ain't got nothing to say to you.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's throw a little zinger in there. Time to
Hmm.
have some fun. You know, we always try to have some fun after the serious stuff. Give me three crushes from three generations. You cannot say we're talking about 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. You shouldn't have a crush in 2020, but okay.
I really shouldn't do that. No, no,
No,
no, I should not.
no,
Let's
no.
see here. Let's see here. Ha. So 90s. That's a tough one. That's a tough
It could be
one.
from any era. It don't have to exactly be.
Okay, so it can blend in. You know what I'm saying? It could, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
So top of my head, first name popped in, Kyla Pratt. Easy. I seen Dr. Doolittle, and I said, can I talk to animals? I must talk to animals. How do I do this?
Hey, when I seen Kyla Pratt, bro, I swear to God, I was like, since you talk to animals, come talk to this dog. Come talk to this dog.
Cause man. Let's see here. Let me see what I can pull out my. You know what? I would have to say. What's my the redhead from the? I'm sorry. You know what? I apologize. I was gonna lie to you. If we're talking 2000s, got the Raven in there.
So who's your second?
Gotta go Raven.
Simone?
Raven Simone.
So you want both of Dr. Doolittle daughters? You realize they were sisters in Dr. Doolittle, right?
I can't make these rules. I can't. I cannot.
This is a sick Negro.
I can't help that I was up in the house watching Disney Channel, watching That's So Raven, saying I too can see the future. So yeah, got Raven, gotta be. Third one. Can I find somebody from the 2010s? That's what I'm just out of high school, fresh on the scene. That's gonna be the toughest one, because a lot of these niggas we grew up with, you know what I'm saying? So we already seen them. You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to find somebody who's new on the scene. It's like, dang, what? That's a tough one. You know what's crazy? I know as soon as I get off of here, that shit gonna pop right in my head. And I'm like, fuck. You know what? I'll throw a little curveball here. Give me Zendaya.
Zendaya? So you just gonna do a clean Disney sweep?
Damn!
Let me ask you a question. Nickelodeon girls, who you got?
No.
Let's move forward amicably.
We don't do that here.
Let's move forward amicably.
We don't do that here.
Let's move forward amicably. Because I don't listen. I don't want to have a conversation. I don't want to listen. I don't want to do that.
You know what? I made some revisions to my list, man. First things first, let me throw it out here like this. I got one from 2020. It's give me Tim's. Because Tim's got them yams, my Jesus. You know what I mean? Give me Tim's. From the 90s. Let me get you know what? Let me get no what from the 80s, let me get Cree Summers. Let me get Cree Summers from the 80s. Definitely.
Man the culture.
Tim's, Cree Summers. And last but not least, just because I know that we here with it from the 2000s, bruh, give me Tahiri. You know who Tahiri is?
I know who Tahiri is.
Give me Tahiri, man. Give me Tahiri. And I'm talking about 2000s Tahiri. 2010 Tahiri. I'm not talking about, she's still fine, but I'm talking about when I seen it in that King magazine, and I was like, hey,
I'm talking about the one that had Joe Budden going crazy out here, right?
Crazy out here in these streets, bugging.
Right in the wildest songs.
But you know what I mean? Like, like I'm telling you, yo, there's no way I would have fucked up with Tahir. But those are my three. Now it's time to get to the nitty gritty.
Oh, you do
Uh, your top three porn stars. I'm gonna go first.
it. Go ahead. Go
Uh,
ahead. Let me
give
see where
me
let me see your head at. Let me see.
give me Capri Styles. Give me
Hold on, hold
Capri
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Before or after the boob job?
before the boob job.
Okay.
Before the boob job.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I want her. I want her in them rainbow socks. Everybody know about rainbow socks. I'm a nasty nigga and I know it. Hey, shout out to Capri Styles for them rainbow socks. Hey, that is yeah. I don't smoke, but you hit that cigarette for me. God damn.
My lord.
Uh, my next one is uh give me Roxy Reynolds too.
Oh.
Give me Roxy Reynolds, and then give me Miss Cashmere. Like,
Not Jasmine, boy. Not Jasmine.
give me Miss Cashmere because
Ooh,
it's, and my honorable mention is Jada Fire. That's my honorable mention.
mm.
You know what I mean? Y'all ladies help me get through many a nights and many a ways on many a days.
Mm.
That's mine.
Man. All right. So I'm not gonna lie to you. Very good list. Very good list. How you don't have Prime Pinky on there is beyond me.
Because she's like Jordan. You know, if I said make your favorite team, you're gonna put Jordan in there. So just to show that you know what you're talking about, you gotta pick some people. That's not Jordan. Ain't
Fair.
nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with Karl Malone. Ain't nothing wrong with Kyle Drexler. Ain't nothing wrong with Ain't nothing wrong with old school Steve Kerr. Like,
Nigga want me to say that Dave Robinson's my favorite player. All right.
yeah, you know what I mean? If you can ask anybody, have you seen porn? Oh yeah, I know who Pinky is, but do you know who Miss Cashmere is? You know what I mean? Do you know who Miss Jada Fire is? You know what I mean? Do you know who Miss Jasmine Banks is? I mean, we got pink, yeah, pink hair, don't care. You know what I mean? Hey bro, we gotta talk about this stuff, man. Like, show me that you a man of culture. Anybody can say they drink Hennessy, but tell me that you drink Jose Cuervo.
Okay. Let's get to it then. Number one, give me Gianna Michaels.
Whew.
Give me Johnny Michaels. Give me Gianna. Because boy, when I tell you, boy, I tell you what, man. We're gonna be digging the files. So you're gonna be digging the files. You're gonna be digging the files.
Hey,
You're gonna be digging the files here.
man, when they
Ooh, that is. I'm trying to see because you know what. Tell you what. Tell them do for you. You show respect to the pioneers from our community. Let me shout the other side. So why don't you give me Alexis Texas? How about it?
yeah, Jesus Christ.
How about it?
Hey, she's spunky, and that's an ugly word. She is spunky. She is spunky. That's a spunky lady, man.
That one. For the last one, let's test knowledge out there. Give me Riley Reed.
Do your homework. Do your homework. And when we say read, we're not talking about READ. We're talking about REID. In case you need to know.
That's a nasty motherfucker right there, boy.
All right. So since you're doing it from the other side, what's an honorable mention?
Honorable mention. What is her name? What is her name? Is it AJ Applegate? Is it AJ? Is that it? I think it's AJ Abrego.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Oh, you mean the woman that was drafted in 06 that had the
Don't look at me. You know what I mean? It's one thing. It's one thing to be knowledgeable about it, but when you know certain things, you might be a little obsessive, and I don't want to come off as obsessive.
There is no shame in my game. I spent a lot of my 20s single. You're not gonna shame me.
Bruh. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, man.
Hey, young generation, you didn't have OnlyFans. No OnlyFans. We had it.
Which is wild to me, man. Like, bruh, I think it's definitely harder to be a young man in this day and age.
Way harder.
You compete, like I said, you compete with people in other countries, other states. You know what I mean? You letting a man from Milwaukee fuck up your marriage in Georgia?
Mm-hmm. Got your white sprung, crazy, insane.
You know what I mean? Like, that is wild. That is wild. But on top of that, like, you can't tell me right now there isn't a kid out here, especially with the way all these teachers been popping up with OnlyFans.
Mm.
You can't tell me there isn't a kid out here that's balls to the walls. I think this would be the worst time to have hormones, because you're bound to fuck up. It's so much shit out there. It's so much trash out there. You're gonna stub your toe or cut your hand on something. You know what I mean? Like, it is disgusting out there. And as a young man, we telling y'all, we used to be young men too. And although y'all got a lot of trash out there, the game is still the same. God bless you. God bless you with 2 fingers. I mean, God bless you with 2 fingers and 2 palms. 2 fingers for ladies, 2 palms for yourself. You should let her keep one. But yeah, man. So, okay. So just to show how much growth you got,
mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna wrap this up. Just to show how much growth you got. If you could talk to yourself for an hour,
Mm-hmm.
like, and you just walk across the stage, you like, let me go use the bathroom. This your senior year, you just graduated. You say, let me go use the bathroom, and you pop up in the bathroom, and you meet yourself there. What would you say to yourself?
Be yourself. You are so worried about being judged. You're so worried about people not accepting you. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to try to fit in. You're going to try to do what you think is conventionally normal, and that shit is still not going to work. They're still not going to fuck with you. They not going to respond when you want them to respond. Just be yourself, because that shit is going to work itself out. Just keep your head down and keep that shit pushing. I'm going to tell my younger self, you were going to struggle out here. And you're going to question why you're struggling so much. Why does it seem like people don't want to be around you? Why does it seem like girls always picking somebody else? And I'm going to tell my younger self that in the year 2015, in the year 2015, you're going to have an accident that's going to break your front tooth, and you're going to think that it's the end of the world. And when I tell you, younger self, you're going to get way more bitches than you got before you fucked up that tooth. You're going to get way more bitches than you got before you fucked up that tooth.
Not the tooth, Floyd.
Don't worry about it, bro. You're going to think, ain't no girl going to want to fuck me. They ain't going to talk to me. Look my way. Let me tell you something. You're going to start knocking them bitches down. Don't you worry about it. Don't worry about it. Be yourself.
Okay.
Cause boy, you a bad motherfucker. I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, but the cards is down. The cards down. That's not nothing bad. It's nothing bad. If I had to tell myself something now that I'm sitting back thinking about it, if I had to tell myself something, it would definitely be, bruh, you gonna be all right, but you gonna get fucked up. You gonna get fucked up, my guy. But you gonna be all right, but you gonna get fucked up. Oh, and most of all, you'll be fine. I hate to say, like, you're gonna be all right, but I gotta tell you, you're gonna be fine too, because it was some dark times in that saga that I call life. Definitely some dark times, and I'm talking about with relationships. You know what I mean? I'm talking about life lessons. It's gonna be some dark times, but it's worth it. You know what I mean? It's worth it. It's worth it. So this is my last question to you, and this is gonna be the final question. What is a mental challenge that you are currently facing in your life?
The mental challenge I am currently facing right now is that I can no longer feed into my natural instincts of being the combative, prone to violence person that I was supposed to be. I can't be that person anymore. I got to let a lot of shit go. Even if I know I am well within my rights to act an ass, I cannot do it because there is now a little boy out there who is depending on me for everything in his life. It has to be me and his mom, nobody else. So I have to constantly compartmentalize. I have to constantly tell myself, you may want to beat the dog shit out of this person for the way they've treated you, the way they've talked to you, and the way they're acting towards you. But you cannot do it. Keep your shit in check. Keep going the path you're going. And you already have seen in life, if you keep following the path you're going to get to where you're supposed to be.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much it for right now. Uh, just for old time's sakes, could you give us? It's me, it's what?
It's EDC.
Senior.
Take us out.
Shout out to Twin, man. Hey, this has been another show of the showcase, man. Once again, you know, and for anybody that sees this, please understand this is not scripted. This is not a game to us. This isn't something that we're just doing for shits and giggles. It's a lot of men out here that are struggling with their mental health. It's a lot of men out here who they wish they had somebody to talk to, but they couldn't talk to them. You know what I mean? So
You want to talk about for old time's sakes? Put on the
sure,
big screen real quick. Big screen, big screen, big screen, big screen, big screen, big screen.
I got.
For anybody watching this, life is hard. Happiness is hard to achieve. You got to work for that shit. They don't tell you that. They tell you that if you do X, Y, and Z, Z, Y, and X, that you're going to get everything that you want in life. And while that may be true, and you may obtain happiness, you have to work your ass off to maintain happiness. You have to understand that every single solitary day, you are in a fight against the rest of the world that don't give a fuck about your happiness and want to take that shit away. So please understand that. Please understand things get better. And it's not going to be on your time. It's going to be, if you believe in God, Allah, Buddha, whoever you believe in, the universe, if you're an atheist, whatever you believe in, it will happen in due time. And my last message that I want to say is that anybody who comes across this video and you feel a certain way about anything that I said, I want you to understand that you've had multiple years, some people decades, to reach out to me and say something And if you feel a way about anything that I've said on here, please understand I will not respond to you. Please understand that I did not intend to paint anybody as a villain or in a bad light. I just gave my perspective on things, on how I felt about things. And if that made you feel away, then from the bottom of my heart, let me tell you right now, I don't care. Take us out, Tay.